with you yesterday. Accounting is the means of communication or the language of business with the interested users. So it is one of the key functions. Just have a look at the slide before you, which is handled by the bookkeeper of small firms and by a stable finance department in huge corporations. Okay. Now, accounting is an integral part of any organization, be it a small scale or a large scale organization. Yes, the number of people working in this department will vary with the size of organization, and the manner in which the accounts are prepared and maintained may also vary. But the core essence of accounting is to report on financial transactions in the business. Okay, and not only report on them, but analyze them, keep a proper record, and convey the financial health to the interested users. Now, a standard definition which is followed for accounting worldwide is given by AICPA. AICPA is the regulatory body for CPAs, Certified Public Accountants. That's the term used in the US context. If I talk about the Indian context, which is the regulatory body for CAs in India, a regulatory body is one which is giving all the norms for a particular profession. So ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, is the regulatory body which is defining all the rules and standards for chartered accountants working in India. Now, if we have a look, this is the definition which is given. It is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money, transactions, and events which are in part, at least, of financial character, and interpreting the results thereof. Yes, Vandan, you have a question. Unmute yourself and ask.
मैम मैं पूछ रहा था कि हमें नोट्स कैसे बनाने होंगे मैम जो आप अभी पढ़ा रहे हो.
I'll share the PPTs with you.
Yes मैम.
Okay.
Okay मैम. Yes मैम.
So no need to take down notes for theory part. I'm sharing the PPTs. It is having considerable theory. जितना आपको चाहिए for the exam part, that is there. Rest for practical, you need to maintain a register because we'll be solving questions. So I want you people to be active in that mode. Okay, you're solving the questions with me in the class. Okay, coming back to the definition. First and foremost term used in the definition is that accounting is an art. Okay. Now, the ones who have studied commerce already, they would have done art, science as terms in detail in business studies. When I talk in the layman language, then I say that art is where your creativity is involved. Okay. Now, for accounting, we say accounting is both a science as an art and as well as an art. So, as a science, accounting has some predefined principles. You are working with a set of principles that has been released by your regulatory body. Art is how you apply those principles. Okay, that is how creative you are in application of certain concepts. Now, where is the scope for creativity in accounting? Now, there are certain principles which need to be interpreted as per the understanding of the person who's preparing those accounts. Okay, or there are some alternate routes which are available. See, for certain sections, you have two options available. Either you can prepare the accounts in this manner, or you can prepare the accounts in that manner. Okay, so we'll take up those options. Yeah, it is for depreciation or valuation of inventory and all. So for the time being, I'm skipping the heavy words. तो ऑप्शन मिलती है वहां पर जो अकाउंटेंट होता है उसको अपनी इंटेलिजेंस अप्लाई करके he has to choose which would be the best option in my firm as compared to the competitors, and basically in my industry what are the other firms following. Okay. So in that sense, given the flexibility in application of certain principles, accounting is known as an art. Okay. Now this art can be used in a positive manner and it can also be used in a negative manner. Sometimes when you come across, we are all coming across a number of scams, especially in the banking sector. तो वहां पर भी बहुत क्रिएटिवली अकाउंटेंट्स क्या करते हैं, दे कवर अप दी स्टेटमेंट्स. Okay, they exaggerate the incomes, they underestimate the liabilities, expenses in simple terms. तो वहां पर फजिंग होती है अकाउंट्स की. वो भी एक तरीके से क्रिएटिविटी ही है, but that is being used in the wrong sense. Okay, so if I talk about the Satyam scam or I talk about the PNB scam, विजय माल्या वाला केस हो या नीरव मोदी वाला केस हो, तो बहुत बारी अकाउंट्स को कवर अप करा जाता है, टैम्परिंग करी जाती है. ओके, सो विच मीन्स एज अ, या दिस इज ऑल इलीगल. एज अ सब्जेक्ट it still has a scope of being not, I'll not say that creative in that sense, but there is a scope of subjectivity. Okay, in accounts, so it is not a pure science. Pure sciences are cause and effect relationship. Your principles are defined. Every time you combine hydrogen and oxygen you will get H2O. Okay, so there is no scope for subjectivity in that. But in accounts, there are principles, but there is scope for subjectivity at certain points. Okay. Okay. After that, the second term used is recording. Now, recording is actually the first step in the process of accounting. Recording is you keep a note of all the financial transactions that are taking place in the business. Okay. Now, if I have to compare this process with, say, a simple process of handling my household expenses. Okay. So, what do housewives do? They keep a record of all the inflows and outflows of money. Okay. So inflow I take with a plus and outflow I take with a minus. Yes, a household budget, simple. Okay. Now, say a housewife is getting money from her husband for the monthly expenditure at the start of the month, and say this is around 15K. Okay, 15,000. Now this money needs to be maintained for the expenses throughout the month, and for that different outflows can be, say, grocery shopping जो हो रही है, say जो children है family के उनकी fees submit हो रही है. Apart from that, say your जो भी डिश लगा हुआ है, डेस्कटॉप बॉक्स है, उसकी पेमेंट हो रही है, टीवी पेमेंट हो रही है, एंड देन जो भी हाउस होल्ड हेल्प्स हैं उनकी सैलरी पे हो रही है, एंड सो ऑन एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. देयर नंबर ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस, ऑल ऑफ यू नो दैट. ओके. नाउ, keeping a record of all the expenses that are being made, okay, in financial terms is the process of recording. So what happens is when your mother jots down all these expenses in a diary at some place, then what is she doing? She's performing the function of recording, keeping a record. In accounts, how are records kept? They are kept through proofs. ओके, और वो प्रूफ क्या होता है? आपका वाउचर होता है या इनवॉइस होता है। आप शॉपिंग मॉल में आप जाके कुछ शॉपिंग करते हो, यू गेट बैक होम एंड यू फील दैट से यू बॉट अ जैकेट दैट नीड्स टू बी रिप्लेस्ड because it's not suiting you, or it's not fitting you, or you bought it as a gift for your mother and she's not happy with the quality of the product. Now, if you go back to replace that product, you need a proof of purchase. That is your sales receipt, जो हम simple terms में बोलते हैं bill. वो क्या होता है? Invoice होता है, receipt होती है. These proofs are required when you are preparing accounts and the process in the step of recording. So recording of financial transactions will always require a supporting evidence that is to be taken care of by the accountant. Next is classifying. Next step in accounting is classifying. Okay, so let's get back to our household budget. So they are not attached properly, but a step by step record is kept. अब जो भी हम अभी बात कर रहे हैं वो मैनुअल कर रहे हैं. बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अब ये सब रिकॉर्डिंग, सब क्लासिफिकेशन, सब अकाउंट्स, टैली example of a software which is used in accounts more frequently is tally. So all these records are maintained there. So there they'll keep a separate file, एक्सेल फाइल में या अलग फाइल में एक सारे रिकॉर्ड्स की सॉफ्ट कॉपी रखेंगे, हार्ड कॉपी अलग से अपने रिकॉर्ड के लिए रखी जाएगी. ओके, so they're not specifically attached, but yes, a proper record is kept of each transaction and the associated invoice number. Okay, coming to the next step, classifying. Classifying is keeping things of same nature together. Okay, so say grocery में, grocery is a very broad term. Okay, so grocery में जो maintain कर रही हैं ये household budget, वो grocery में सब include कर रही हैं. Say my mother is maintaining this budget, so grocery includes all the expenses made on say buying these grocery items along with fruits and vegetables. So this consumption expenditure is classified as grocery. Grocery is a broad term, but classifying all these similar nature items under this broad term will make my work easier. Okay, or say there are two children in the family. Fees is a broad term. Fees includes not only the school fees, but say tuition fees, some coaching classes और some hobby classes. उनके लिए जो भी regular basis पे payment हो रही है, that is classified under the term fees. Okay, तो ऐसे करके जब आप similar nature of transactions को एक जगह इकट्ठा करके रखते हो, उसको हम अकाउंट्स में क्लासिफिकेशन बोलते हैं. ठीक है, तो अब जब मैं अकाउंट्स में ये टर्म यूज करती हूँ, तो से फॉर एग्जाम्पल माय बिजनेस हैज टेकन लोन फ्रॉम SBI, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. जब आप लोन लेते हो, you are paying some interest on regular intervals, and then at the end of the duration of the loan you make the principal payment. Okay, और EMIs जो होते हैं basically that include both the interest and the principal repayment procedure. So That is how I have taken a loan from SBI. EMI is equated monthly installment. तो अगर 30 लाख का लोन लिया है से हाइपोथेटिकली 8% इंटरेस्ट पे, तो अब जो हर मंथ की ईएमआई होगी उसमें कुछ पोर्शन इंटरेस्ट का होता है और कुछ प्रिंसिपल रीपेमेंट का होता है। ठीक है, अब हर मंथ के एंड में मेरी बुक्स में एसबीआई के नाम से एंट्री हो रही है। तो एक प्रॉपर जगह जब मैं सारी एसबीआई से रिलेटेड ट्रांजैक्शंस रिकॉर्ड करती हूँ तो उसको हम क्लासिफिकेशन बोलते हैं। मतलब उस पर्टिकुलर एंटिटी के नाम पर अकाउंट बनाना। तो दिस इज नॉट वेरी क्लियर, आई जस्ट, yes. So it was classifying was the step, and herein I prepare one SBI account which is regularly appearing in my books. So all the transactions which I am having with SBI, when I put at one place under that particular account, this is known as the step of classification. Okay. Yeah, that is a ledger, not folio. Folio will be the पेज नंबर जहां पर आप टैली करते हो विद द जर्नल कि कहाँ पर वो जर्नल एंट्री हुई है, बट यस इट इज अ लेजर. ओके, so next step is summarizing. You have recorded all the transactions. Similar transactions have been classified. We'll do these steps practically also. Okay, so then this will make more sense in the coming classes. And then is the step of summarizing. Yes, that is the preparation of ट्रायल बैलेंस. उसमें क्या होता है, जो भी सारे आपके अकाउंट्स प्रिपेयर होते हैं उनको हम एक जगह लिख लेते हैं और कुछ मैथमेटिकल वहां पर हम इक्वालिटी चेक करते हैं अकाउंट्स में. Okay, so that step is the preparation of trial balance as mentioned. But how that happens, उसमें डेबिट और क्रेडिट हम चेक करते हैं, वो सब हम वहां पर when I cover this practically, I'll explain that to you in detail there. Okay, so all this is summarized in a trial balance, and then yes, subsequently you prepare your final accounts, which includes trading and P&L account and balance sheet. But what is very important here is that you are considering only the transactions which can be valued in terms of money. Okay, so let's take an example. I am very loyal to my organization. My loyalty, my sincerity, though it is an asset, it is good for the organization, but it is not having any money value. So such things cannot be recorded in accounting. Or say in my business, there was an employee who was working from the very start, very sincere, handling all the things out of the way. Now that person leaves my organization and joins another organization. And this is a personal loss for me, for my organization, but this cannot be quantified in terms of money. So that is not coming in the books of accounts. Okay. So these, I'll just address the questions. Let me just complete this part. So this cannot be shown in the books of accounts. Okay, only when, because of this person leaving the organization, having some say, secret information, there is some problem in my firm, say production is stopped for 2 days, so वो 2 days का production loss, क्योंकि मनी टर्म्स में आप वैल्यू कर सकते हो, वो रिकॉर्ड हो जाएगा. पर अगर उस पर्सन ने कोई फ्रॉड कमिट करा है या उसने कुछ कॉन्फिडेंशियल इंफॉर्मेशन लीक करी है या वो कुछ कॉन्फिडेंशियल डॉक्यूमेंट्स अपने साथ ले जाता है, तो ये सब इवेंट्स आप रिकॉर्ड नहीं कर सकते. Okay. Okay, now intangible assets, loyalty, sincerity in from the perspective of an organization, it cannot be valued as intangible asset also. Okay, individual की जो loyalty है या sincerity है, कंपनी की जो रेप्यूटेशन है, गुडविल है, that will be an intangible asset for the business. Okay, it's market standing. But for a single employee, that cannot be quantified. Again, now there are new branches in accounting. You have human resource accounting. They're trying to touch upon these areas, but we are sticking to the core traditional accounting. So there, this cannot be considered. Okay. No, these, yes, Gautam has already given the answer, Pawan. I hope you are clear with this. एक SBI से related account बनेगा और एक वो specific creditor है जिसके साथ आप deal कर रहे हो उसका अलग account बनेगा. So then it is impacting both the accounts. दोनों जगह उसका record रखा जाएगा. Okay. Because every transaction will have two effects that will be coming at least in two accounts. तो वो हम जो डबल एंट्री बुक कीपिंग जो हम करते हैं वहां पर मैं ये आपको सब समझाऊंगी दोबारा तो आप लोगों का भी रिवाइज हो जाएगा. ओके. आफ्टर दैट, last term which is used in this definition is interpreting the results thereof. Okay, so what do we mean by interpretation of results? So there are two business, yes, ratios, say A and B. Okay, now business A में 1 लाख की इन्वेस्टमेंट हुई है और उस पर जो प्रॉफिट अर्न करा गया है दैट इज 10,000. Okay. On the other hand, business B has also earned a profit of 10,000, but the investment made was 2 lakh rupees. Okay. If I see only the value of profit, then both the firms seem to be equally efficient. But when I compare it with the investment made, we see that firm A has earned more on the investment made as compared to firm B. So yes, the return on investment as a ratio is helping you to make an informed decision. So when as an investor I have to choose which firm to invest in, I find that firm A is more efficient than firm B. Okay, so your numbers will make more sense when you can use appropriate methods of interpreting the result. So ratio is comparing two numbers. Okay, comparing two values, trying to make a sense of the relation between them. So that will help you to interpret the results. Okay, so on a 1 lakh investment, you are earning 10,000. Your return on investment is 10%. Okay, so these things will help you interpret the results. So in accounts, there are a number of tools which are available to make sense of the numbers which are given in the books of accounts. Okay, so this is the definition. We are following these steps and whatever is being followed is being done for transactions which are financial in nature. Yes. So ROI is 10% and 5% respectively. Okay. So this definition is one which is followed across all countries, and this is taken as a standard definition of accounting. So, as I told you, the features of accounting, they can be derived from the definition itself. So first is accounting is an art. I hope this is clear to everyone because there is some judgment involved when you are applying the principles of accounting. Okay, accounting is also a science because there is a proper body of knowledge related with accounting. Next is accounting involves interconnected phases. So there is a proper chronology which is being followed. आप सीधा समराइजिंग पर नहीं आ सकते, पहले आपको रिकॉर्डिंग करनी पड़ेगी, फिर क्लासिफिकेशन और फिर आप समराइजिंग कर सकते हैं। रिकॉर्डिंग से सीधा आप इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ रिजल्ट्स पे नहीं आ सकते। इट इज ओनली व्हेन यू कंप्लीट द earlier step, preceding step, that you can move on the next step. Okay. Yes, accounting is a profession also because, as I told you, there is a proper regulatory body present which is giving rules related to the profession, and you need a proper qualification to. Now, proper qualification, a 12th pass can also become an accountant, but yes, to properly maintain the accounts and for those accounts to be approved by to actually become public, those accounts need to be prepared by a qualified CA, properly audited accounts, generally जो public limited firms के लिए होता है, तो उसमें एक proper CA जिसने एग्जाम सारे क्लियर करे हो, only that person is eligible to prepare those accounts. Okay, so yes, accounting is a profession in that sense, but again, as I told you, 12th pass भी, ग्रेजुएट भी और पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट भी अकाउंट्स प्रिपेयर कर सकता है. Okay, then it is concerned with transactions and events having financial character. So that I have explained you that only when a transaction can be interpreted in financial terms can you record that transaction in the books of accounts. Business transactions are expressed in terms of money. Okay, so you are running a business. So in your office, say you have 4 ACs, you have 3 working stations, 4 laptops, and a water cooler. Okay, 2 fans and so on. आपके पास ये थिंग्स ऑफ वैल्यू है, पर जब आप इसको रिकॉर्ड करोगे बिजनेस में तो आप रिकॉर्ड करोगे 5 ACs वर्थ 2,50,000. ओके, टू और सॉरी 4 लैपटॉप्स अगेन वर्थ 2 लाख रुपीज. तो आपके पास जो जो थिंग्स ऑफ वैल्यू है आप उनको इन टर्म्स ऑफ मनी एक्सप्रेस करोगे. ओके, I'm sorry. And the last step is interpreting the results. So that we have already understood what is the meaning of interpretation of results. So let's come to the conclusion. What does the conclusion say? It is the systematic and comprehensive recording of financial transactions and also refers to the process of summarizing, analyzing, and reporting these transactions to oversight agencies and tax collection entities. Okay, oversight agencies will be, say, your Ministry of Corporate Affairs, which is keeping a check on the working of all public limited companies. Via tax collection authorities interested in your accounts because they are interested in earning tax on the income made. So they'll keep a check on what you are earning from the business, how correct your accounts are. Ministry of Corporate Affairs or Registrar of Companies They are responsible for ensuring that public limited companies are revealing all their financial information to the interested parties publicly. ये सब release हो information, so there a check is also kept. Then you have uh, CPCB. CPCB is the Central Pollution Control Board. It will keep a check on all the production activities, कितना pollution बन रहा है. Actually, it is happening as a consequence of your manufacturing activities. Have you installed anti-pollution devices in your production system, and so on? So there are a number of oversight agencies which are interested in your accounts, how you are maintaining your productive activities, and how responsibly you are revealing all the material information to the interested parties. So I hope first that this introduction meaning of accounting is clear to everyone. If there are questions, you can put in the chat box. So is this clear? A yes or a no? Please put it there. Okay, so thank you for your responses. So after this, I'll what we'll do is I'll just give you an introduction to the types of accounting. We'll do them in detail in the next class, because from your exam point of view, this is important. Okay, at least one theory question इसमें से repeat होता है, wherein you are asked for a difference between any two types of accounts. So today I'll introduce this concept to you, and then we'll do the differences in detail in the next class. So first and foremost, there there are number of types of accounting, but in this subject we are focusing on three types of accounting: financial accounting, managerial or management accounting, and third will be cost accounting. Okay, so starting with the first type of accounting, financial accounting. जो भी अभी तक मैंने accounting की बात करी है, that all comes under the financial accounting umbrella. Okay, so financial accounting is information of the organization as a whole by following by preparation of accounts which are following all the rules and principles mentioned by the respective regulatory body. So you are following strict compliance with the generally accepted accounting principles. You are releasing your accounts accordingly. Accounting of this nature is based on historical data. So currently we are in the financial year 2021. Okay, so financial year starts on 1st April, and in India it is till 31st March of the successive year. Okay, so जब आप accounts release करोगे तो 2021 के accounts आपके financial year 21-22 में release होंगे. Okay, so you are preparing the books of accounts of this year at the end of this year, and those accounts are released in the next financial year. So we say that financial account is based on past data. तो अभी जो एनुअल रिपोर्ट आप ओपन करोगे, से टीसीएस की वेबसाइट ओपन करोगे, तो आपको एनुअल रिपोर्ट मिलेगी 2019-20 की. दैट इज फॉर द पास्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर. Second type of accounting is managerial accounting. What is managerial accounting? It is for internal use within the organization. You are not releasing this information to public. You are not giving that information in your annual report. What you are doing is for the smooth functioning of all the departments within the organization. Each department is preparing its own report. क्या उनका बजट है, क्या उनके फोरकास्ट है, क्या वो प्रोडक्शन करना चाह रहे हैं ड्यूरिंग द ईयर, कितना इफेक्टिव होगा खुद प्रोडक्शन करना या रॉ मटेरियल सोर्स करना या सेमी फिनिश्ड प्रोडक्ट कोई कंपोनेंट एक पर्टिकुलर बायर से परचेज करना या वो कंपोनेंट खुद मैन्युफैक्चर करना। ऐसे जो डिसीजंस होते हैं वो सब मैनेजमेंट अकाउंटिंग पे आते हैं। शुड आई गेट दिस रॉ मटेरियल फ्रॉम अ लोकल वेंडर और शुड आई इम्पोर्ट इट, which is more cost effective. All such decisions will be made under managerial accounting. तो इसमें बहुत ज्यादा फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी होती है कि आपको एक तरीके से बहुत प्रॉपर अकाउंट्स नहीं मेंटेन करने, सेकंड आपको बहुत ज्यादा प्रिंसिपल्स नहीं फॉलो करने। ओके, सो कोई इसमें प्री डिसाइडेड प्रिंसिपल नहीं है कि आप इसी हिसाब से कैलकुलेशन करके डिसीजन लोगे, उसमें बहुत ज्यादा फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है। So this accounting is for internal decision making and hence these accounts are not made public. Okay, so management accounting is for managerial decision making. Okay, and it is more forward looking क्योंकि आप decisions क्या ले रहे हो, फ्यूचर के लिए ले रहे हो। तो अभी आप हिस्टोरिकल डेटा की बात नहीं कर रहे हो, अब आप फ्यूचर के लिए डिसीजन ले रहे हो, तो ये बहुत ज्यादा फोरकास्ट पे बेस्ड होता है। ओके, बट यस, जो भी डिसीजंस है वो कैलकुलेटेड डिसीजंस है। थर्ड टाइप ऑफ अकाउंटिंग इज कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग। लिटरल मीनिंग आप कॉस्ट पे एक ट्रैक रख रहे हो कि आपके मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में क्या कॉस्ट पर यूनिट आ रहा है, हाउ कैन यू मेंटेन दैट कॉस्ट, हाउ कैन यू कंट्रोल दैट कॉस्ट एंड हाउ कैन यू reduce cost. So I use two terms. One is cost reduction and second is cost control. अभी एक यूनिट से आपकी जो प्रोडक्शन है वो रजिस्टर्स की है, तो अभी एक रजिस्टर की प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट आपको आ रही है 25 rupees per register. If I'm trying to maintain this cost for the coming years also, that becomes cost control. But when I go for a superior machinery and try to reduce that cost from 25 rupees to 23 rupees, so that is known as cost reduction. So cost accounting covers both these aspects, and again this is for internal decision making process in the company. Though some public utilities have to declare their cost accounts, otherwise all the companies keep these records for their internal processing only. Okay, so this was just a general overview of the three types of accountings we'll be covering in